Hello, and welcome to Flix and a Six. I'm one of your hosts, Anthony Costanzo, with me forever and always, the man, the myth, mi familia, Alessandro Biolsi.
We're off to a roaring start.
Say hello, Al. Oh, wow, that is the worst pour I've ever seen.
Hello.
If you didn't guess it from our intro, the flick for this episode is Fate of the Furious.
Yeah, I actually honestly, mi familia. They never even say that. They say family 6,000
No, he says
times.
it. He says it in, I believe it's another movie. I don't know if it was this one. But he definitely says it.
Maybe when they were in Cuba for who the fuck knows what reason.
Just leave it at that. But first, Al,
This really wasn't good.
What are you drinking? This is the worst pour you've ever had.
Well, I thought we'd do something special for this episode. So the surprise beer is...
Are you the...
Shh. The surprise beer we're doing for this episode, since it's Fast and Furious, is we're drinking a beer that neither of us has ever had. We're drinking something called a Corona. And we're not drinking a Corona because we don't suck. And both of us have drank more than we should have.
I like Coronas.
We're drinking the Assawoman Bay Angry Clown Brown Ale.
Is this a half beer as well?
Yeah, it's also a short film. Hopefully... Did we do?
Yeah, we're good.
Fucked up the math on this.
No, we're good.
Okay, good. So, yeah, this is the second and final Assawoman beer that will be featured on an episode of Flix and a Six.
That will ever be featured.
That will never be featured by anyone. Pour one into this glass. Because I'm not pouring it out because it's too delicious and I'm never going to get it one ever again. Except for that one that's in my basement still.
What? You're holding out on me?
Yes!
You have an extra one in there and you're giving me a half a beer.
Oh, actually, no, sorry, no. I finished them up. These were the last ones
Oh,
ever.
okay. Got it. Just jerk. All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Long pause, long pause. Okay.
Solid?
I'm not sure that I'm
You don't
a
dislike
huge
it.
fan. I don't dislike it, but if I had to give you a beer type that is on the list of things that I'm not excited
I thought
for,
you liked this. I mean,
brown ale is probably one of them.
I knew you'd like the other one, the stout, better.
Yeah, I like this.
And that was a good representation of this. I like this one a lot. There is strong coffee notes on this one. It really, it feels like there's coffee grounds in there. I don't think he actually used any actual coffee in it, if I recall. Unfortunately, on the bottles with these ones, they only give you a quick little synopsis, and it just says, award-winning brown ale with subtle hop bitterness to balance the complex and rich malt character. I had a box that had the longer form description, and I don't have it anymore. They kind of got lost along the way.
Possibly for good.
It's definitely for good. Whether or not Jason, not friend, who's a really nice guy, but I haven't kept up in touch with him. Otherwise, I should have been texting and asking for a better, or maybe you just have a picture of one of the 6-packs and send it to me. I looked online earlier and I couldn't find it.
Fair.
And it's 5.8% by volume alcohol. So.
Did you say what it was? I don't think you said that it was Angry Clown.
Yeah, I said the Assawoman Bay Angry Clown,
Oh.
Angry Clown Brown Ale.
I probably just wasn't listening to you.
God forbid you should listen to the person who you're going to speak to for the next hour or 2 or 3.
Not 3, not 2. This episode cannot last that long. Because we're talking about Fast and Furious.
I thought you were just trying to get rid of me.
And that.
That it's getting a little late.
So for this flick, I was actually kind of excited to do it because I love these movies.
Do you?
It is a guilty pleasure. I know that I shouldn't. I know by all accounts I should be angry at these movies.
You should be
much
furious
like
at them?
much like the clown on this bottle. But
I was going for a furious joke.
no, I'm gonna miss the mark on that, just like they missed the advertising on just doing F8 of the Furious.
Right? When I said that to you, you were like,
Yeah, I just assumed it was there, and then I wasn't seeing it. I was like, oh,
how is this not F, the number 8 of the Furious?
Right.
Fate of the Furious.
as it should. I feel like we all assumed it was.
But I don't...
And if you look at the marketing material, I didn't see it that way.
The only thing I've seen is F8. Nothing about
Right.
of the Furious. Just that it's the 8th one.
Right. Fate.
Yeah, they really dropped the ball on that, and that's kind of been their thing, is to do stupid things like that.
Drop the ball.
Oh, I meant
what they're
branded. What they're doing is dropping the ball. What I expect them to do is
Gotcha.
stupid branding like that. Something like Fast 5.
So,
You know.
yeah. Or
It's a terrible title for a movie.
Yeah, you know what's worse? Is it the sixth one, which is
Fast and Furious 6?
No, isn't it just Fast and Furious? Or is that the fourth one?
That's the fourth one. Fast and Furious.
Yeah, that was annoying.
And as opposed to the first one, the Fast and the Furious?
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Who is in the board? Let's drop the thes, and it's the fourth movie.
I just throw it in an ampersand. Like, that'll be fine.
Yeah, done.
It could have been the forced.
Well, to be fair, I guess that's where it all kind of restarts, right? And then one of our topics here is what happened to these movies.
Fast and Furious.
No! No! Seriously, though, that would have been better.
Why am I not doing this? Someone give me some money for this. It doesn't have to be much. Just give me something.
Just $1.
Yeah. No, I mean more than that.
Now you're getting greedy.
Eh.
It is. It's
They're
a pretty high grossing
They're printing
film.
money, I mean.
Yeah. Seriously. Jesus Christ. You weren't fully on board to go see this movie.
No, I wasn't fully on board with any of this. I mean, to be fair with it all, like, really enjoyed the first one. Like, I remember, like, being, like, I was, like, 10 or 11 whenever the first one came out. Loved it. I've seen it a million times. The second one I've seen one time. The third one I've seen a bunch. That's my guilty pleasure of these movies. I like Tokyo
Yeah, people like to
I don't know
like
why.
to knock on that one, and
I mean, it's not a great movie.
I've knocked on it too, but then I'm like, I'll watch it though. I'll put it on.
It's not a great movie, but I enjoy watching it. I've watched it several times. It's on TV a lot.
Yeah.
The fourth one I've seen once and I've caught like snips of it another time on TV, like here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I have never seen 5. I have never seen 6. I spent 10 minutes reading the two of those synopses to get ready for this because you really synopses. Synopses. Not synopsis. And the only reason I watched this was because you wanted to, and I got lucky when you were like, "Yeah, this is what I want to watch." And since you saw Ghost in the Shell for me, I saw this for you.
Okay.
I saw that Fast 7. For 7 and the Fury.
7.
I don't even remember what that one was called.
I think it was just. Did they just do Fast and Furious again?
Just keep making them Fast and Furious. People will figure
Furiouser? What was IMDb?
Oh, this one could have been Fast and the Furiosa. for those Mad Max fans out there.
Oh my god. Okay, what's upsetting to you?
You know what? I was right. Before this turned on, this was going to be the worst episode ever.
Thank God 10 is listed here on IMDb.
I thought the 9 was the last one. No, 10. They said whatever number is, they said that's going to be the last one.
There's a Fast and Furious movie from 1939.
That can't be right. Furious 7 is all it's called.
That was the name of it.
Just Furious 7.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know. Because they can. Because
Fast 5. Was that one of them?
Yes. Fast
Furious 7.
Yes.
Sixth one.
I think it's Fast and Furious 6.
Fast and Furious, sir. It's a hard thing to search for on IMDb because
Fast and Furious 6. Dude, I'm on the page for Fate of the Furious, and it says people who also liked, and all of them are on there. So I'm just highlighting them and putting the titles up.
I have all right, yeah. So I have it open. Right, I forgot about that. I forgot what the second one was titled.
So to get slightly,
I forgot the
Too
second
Fast,
one was
Too Furious
with twos. Yeah,
that's why I thought it was gonna be F8 of the Furious. It's not unreasonable for me to think that.
Fast 5, Fast and Furious 6. But see, marketing material though for Fast and Furious 6 was it? I guess it was. Why did they drop the? Was it just too many? Was there too many words?
I mean, again, they have enough.
They
money.
dropped the thes and they turned it into an ampersand.
They have enough money. They don't have to scrape on the cost of syllables.
No. Potential spin-offs.
No.
The Fast and the Furious.
That was the thing about Hobbs and Deckard.
Oh, I thought they were just going to do a movie together. I didn't realize it was like a spin-off movie. Christ.
It was the whole point is that they want to do one with they play each themselves.
They're short films. The turbocharged prelude to Too Fast and Too Furious.
No, stop.
That came out in 2003.
Stop.
We will be watching that after this.
Please stop. So yeah, anyway, I spent 10 minutes reading the synopses of 5 and 6, and then I saw it was on like DVR, the 7th one, and I watched it. And why did people like that movie so much? That made me even less want to see 8, because I just didn't get why people loved 7 so much. It just did nothing for me. Like, there was a couple cool action scenes. Mm-hmm. I was so bored that I went back to doing work, and I just kind of half watched the last 45 minutes of the movie.
Is the 7th one the one where The Rock like ground punches a garage and makes it fall down? I don't remember how that goes down. That's how I remember it. That might not even be remotely close to what happened.
It's the one it starts off with what's his name? It breaks into the hospital to see his brother, and then he goes to the office building and he beats The Rock's ass and then blows
that's
and
the
gets thrown out.
Yeah, at the end of that movie, doesn't he just like basically kick?
I don't remember.
A garage and knock it down?
I told you I stopped paying attention because I was so bored. Even though that was like
right,
the big
God's
action
Eye.
stuff
That's what this was. That was that one. It was entertaining. It wasn't great.
It just felt hollow. I just didn't care about anything that was going on.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. I think the reason I think that it stuck with me is just like the send off they gave Paul Walker at the end,
and that was cool. And I get why they did that, and I liked that. It was just that earlier in the movie there was these like big significant pauses as they're panning, and it's like Dom and Brian like staring at each other like lovingly, and it's like, I'm not there yet. You know what I mean? Like,
that's because you didn't see the rest.
I've seen enough of them.
No, you haven't.
I read about how much their family was important.
Yeah, you weren't watching from the point where that became the general focus of the movie, though. From the first movie, which was a street racing movie, to the second movie, which was a buddy cop film, to the third movie, which is like, oh no, wait, we do street racing, to the fourth movie where they're like, let's do heists now, to the fifth movie they're like, let's just keep going with that, and family, and pour that on top, and the sixth movie we're going to make it deeper and deeper, and the seventh movie, and then we lost one of our family members, and now the eighth movie.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing this is all leading up to. I didn't hate the eighth one. I was kind of entertained.
I was genuinely entertained by that
movie. I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still big and dumb, but
yeah,
but even the emotional connection you're supposed to have, the touchstone of him with his son, which we haven't talked about spoilers yet.
I don't know that anybody cares.
Whether or not you care, we should still have probably given it to them, and we've been good about that the last 8 or 10 episodes.
All bets are off going forward.
Yeah, we're just gonna go spoilers here.
It's too late to care.
It's too late to care. The whole thing with his son, that resonated with me way more than the emotional core of 7 did.
Sure, that's fair.
You know,
I mean, hands down, I liked 8 way better than 7. I'm not like super defending 7 at all by any means. I thoroughly enjoyed this one though, from the beginning. So as we've spoken in the past about this, even in relation to this movie, because I bring up trailers all the time and how they overdo it, and these movies in particular, they show you all the awesome, crazy nonsense scenes that they're gonna do, which is kind of what I live for when I go see these movies. And then like every trailer that came out going forward, like there was like one extra piece that they showed. I'm like, just stop it!
Yeah, they just
I feel like I'm watching the same TV spot, but oh no, there's an extra clip. I'm like, God damn it! But luckily, the first big thing that happened, and there wasn't in the trailer, and I was like, oh cool, which was that ridiculous race in the beginning where he wins in reverse.
With his car on fire?
With his car on fire, when he totally, like, straight up Batmobiles it, and he flips that thing around. And when that happened, I was just like, I was sitting with Chris and James on either side of me, and they're both shaking their head, and I just looked at Chris, I was like, look at this. I love it. It's so ridiculous. And then it just rocket launches off into the sky because it hit the curve.
Yeah, no, that was a fun, like, and it got back to the idea of actually doing racing, which we wouldn't get for the rest of it, but I guess it's kind of a nod to where they've been. Yeah. Because there was none of that in 7. Yeah. It was just them not really racing at the end, because they were driving off. I don't know if was there or wasn't there any in 5 and 6. I don't even know.
I don't remember, to be honest with you. See that for me, 4, 5, 6, and 7 all blurred together. and 8 stood apart a little bit.
Okay. It did feel just different than
I think
the
8 stands apart because it's the last one that I saw, so I remember it the most vividly. The other ones are way too familiar.
Entirely fair. And I liked that it was kind of inevitable that they would do something like this. I guess they kind of did that with Letty in the 6th one, where she had forgotten who she was. And was gunning for them. In this case, it wasn't the idea of forgetting. It was, what's the one thing that could make Dom...
You gotta turn your back on family?
And it was extra family. It was the son. And I guess...
Sorry.
Please try not to strike the mic with your beer. Of all the stupid sounds we've made, that one's...
That was a weird one.
Particularly shocking.
That startled me, and I did it.
Well, and I looked off, too. I wasn't looking at you when it happened, so it happened in my ear, and I was like, what the fuck just happened? What fresh hell is this? So the whole thing with the son was a compelling enough... Because that was why I was wondering during the trailers, is he under mind control? Does he have amnesia? At this point, when I was watching the trailers, I had no idea about the plot of the 6th one, so I didn't know that they already did an amnesia thing.
I don't think that would stop them.
It seems a little close following to do the exact same plot line.
Yeah.
It seems.
Plot. That's an adorable word to use with this movies.
Coloring book storyline. Look at us being superior and douchey talking about these movies that we...
I'm sorry, who made $1 billion?
Right? Furthering my point that they should send me a few bucks to do their branding for them. I clearly get them better than they get them.
So there were some big scenes, obviously. There was that
Sorry,
race.
one second, just since we were talking about with the kid thing.
Yeah.
Someone who's been watching all the movies probably clued into that before I did. Because I get that he was with that blonde chick, and all I got was an awkward line at the funeral in the 7th one. Mm-hmm. No, not at the funeral, at the hospital. And then she was kind of just gone.
Right.
I know from reading the stuff that she was in the past with him, and that when Letty was presumed dead, that they fell in together. But I just didn't have that fresh in my mind really, because it didn't matter to me watching them, because I hadn't seen them.
Yeah.
Had I known about that, I probably would have figured that out. Especially if I looked at the cast list and realized that she was in it.
Yeah, it wasn't a stretch for me.
Yeah. So. It wasn't surprising when I saw it. It's just I probably would have figured it out very early.
Yeah, definitely. Because
the groundwork was there with the thing about her asking about the kids and him ignoring the question. Mm-hmm. And I knew that that was weird, but I didn't think it's because I have a kid. And he didn't even know that he had a kid at the time. Mm-hmm. It was just, I probably would have had that buttoned up earlier. And when I saw it, I was like, yep, I can see where that was coming a mile away. It just, I wasn't present in my mind,
Yeah.
So, sorry, continue on with what you were...
yeah, that's fine. So the big stunts that we had in this movie were we had that race in the beginning where he ends up driving backwards and winning because his reverse gear is just
as fast
baller
as the other guy's very fast.
Then we have this stupid ass wrecking ball thing that we saw in the trailer
18 times.
Yes, and then we had. What was some of the other ones? So, we have this. I'm trying to go in order.
Even though I think they spoiled way too much in those trailers, I think that they finally they did at least give us something to work with that we hadn't seen before. Like you said, the street race.
Yeah.
The thing with them having the huge shootout with him having the shield in the middle of the city. Yep. Playing with expectation a little, where he breaks out the gigantic saw to cut off the car. That was kind of cool. Mm-hmm. Although we did still have a lot of that spoiled for us with the cars throwing themselves out the windows.
Right. Actually, so that was the next big one, right? I think it was the cars that were going out the garage, which that came. They dropped that in the trailer I think a week. It wasn't
before, in the first two trailers.
It was a week or two before the movie came out.
A later trailer, yeah.
Yeah, and it's god damn, that's another that's a cool one. Don't do that.
That's something that we had talked about too, where one trailer being okay and then another one ruining it.
Yep.
That was something we talked about with Spider-Man Homecoming. Mm-hmm. We really liked the trailer, and then they ruined two of the biggest action scenes, like the one with the boat, where now we see Iron Man fixing the boat.
Yeah.
That doesn't give us anything positive. That's only a negative.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
It was. I had a very similar feeling to that with showing them dropping the cars.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't need that extra part.
I guess the only cool thing about it was I didn't realize the scope that they were going to go with it.
Yes.
It was over the top, but at that point,
didn't matter.
The coolest part of that was the cars dropping out of the thing.
I mean, seeing them all chase them through the city, like, that was cool too.
Yeah.
But it would have had more impact if we had no idea that it was coming.
Yeah. And then, what else was it? So, because the next thing I'm thinking is the submarine, but I feel like there was something else in between.
See, I'm having a little bit of blur, because I watched them within a couple of days of each other, 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Because I almost just said the stuff in Abu Dhabi, and I'm like, no, that's the other one.
Yep.
That isn't 7. I'm trying to remember, because they did...
Well, the submarine...
No, I guess it was right to the submarine.
Yeah.
It took a while to get there.
Yeah.
It was them in the base before that for a while, before the submarine actually came out.
I remember what it was. Okay, so there's a submarine. It was actually after the submarine that surfacing, and then like all of this, the whole scene around all of that was absurd, which was kind of cool.
Yeah,
like it was just nonsense, which is what I expect.
All these different types of cars and trucks and tanks.
Yeah. And then like the heat-seeking missiles and all that shit was just absolutely absurd.
Yes.
And then while all that's happening,
I actually got angry at that part
with the torpedo.
No, the torpedo was funny. And some of that stuff.
The torpedo, and then the Rock just skiing through fire.
Yes, that was actually no. I got angry with the heat-seeking missile thing when they all saved him by crashing their cars around him. I got angry.
So when that happened and the flames go up, James goes next to me and he goes, "Yes, they're all dead. I never have to watch another one of these goddamn movies again."
Oh, that's their fate. They burned them off. No, that got,
oh god, this movie went south.
That got me like legitimately like irritated with the proceedings when that happened. Like I didn't like that. I was like, I mean, like we've been suspending our disbelief this whole time. Like they're on fire.
Yeah,
like a lot of it. There's no way he survives that. It's any of them probably, but
it's like
him.
That's cute and stupid. But then while all that's going on, there's the Deckard and Owen.
That was kind of a cool surprise.
They drop... Yeah, that was cool.
I was wondering whether they'd do that, considering why would they bother to continue to not just mention him, but like showing the pictures of him, talking about him, and stuff like that. And I was like... I remember early in the movie, I was like, I wonder if he comes back. Considering last movie, we see him laying in a hospital bed and he doesn't actually show up in the movie at all. But he's there doing that scene. And I was like... I feel like they're not done with him. And maybe they'll be done with him after this movie. Although, I mean, why the fuck not bring him back? Yeah. Although he wasn't at the dinner scene at the end of the movie.
It's true.
So maybe they don't have plans for him. I don't know. Or maybe he pops up for another cameo somewhere. But I at first I was like, I'm going to keep an eye out for that and see if he comes back. And then I forgot.
Yeah.
Partially because they killed him.
Right.
Which that surprised me a lot because of how big of a deal they made him being in it. Why bother paying Jason Statham for 2 scenes in the movie?
I was certain. I knew he wasn't dead.
I figured it's just they took so long to reveal him again that I got to a point where I was like, I mean, maybe they're running with this, or it's going to be a post-credit
thing. They
thing
wrote themselves into a corner. They're like, we got to get rid of one of these guys.
Well, something like that. Like, is the cast too big? And I was wondering, even like, okay, maybe it'll be a post-credit thing. We'll see he survived.
Right.
But they were pretty final with it, like weirdly final with it. Like, you know, oh, where's Deckard? Oh, he died. And I was like, oh,
he's dead now.
That was weird. So I was like pleasantly surprised when they brought him back, and when he came back with the other person, I was like, oh, tell me it's gonna be Owen, and it was him, and I was like, okay, that's kind of perfect way to bookend this whole story.
Yeah,
I liked that a lot, and it gave Jason Statham like a cool way to do like some of his best scenes from Transporter have always been when he's doing something where he has something.
Oh yeah, like the super absurd choreography with like something in between. Yeah,
and the baby is a new,
which is amazing
part of it. But that's where he's at his best is when he's trying to be inventive and creative around some sort of obstacle.
Very Jackie Chan.
Yes.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yes.
But that whole scene, that is the best part of the movie.
Yes,
and it is hilarious.
Let him have some
and
jokes,
it is so much fun.
Yes.
And like you're on the edge of your seat, and you're just like, you know nothing bad is happening to this child,
probably not,
or
at this
him.
Point, yeah.
And you're just like, this is fun.
Yeah.
I could sit down and watch this. And like as his interactions with the baby, and baby, hell of an actor. When he goes, has the music, and he like throws his hand up, like it's so funny. But he gets like really pissed off at that one guy that shoots at him while he's holding the baby. And he knocks him down. He's like puts him down. And he talks to him. And he turns the baby. It's like,
you're not going to want to watch this.
And like you see the baby and like semi out of focus, like right behind him. He literally beating the guy to death.
Yes. Actually, wasn't he taking him and beating his face against the table like repeatedly?
Yes. Just over and over again. I was cracking up. It was just so funny. And like he was like his facial expressions, Jason Statham's.
He's always done a good job with that. Like,
we're great the whole time. Oh my god!
Not a tremendous actor, but the things that he does well.
Right.
And I actually thought it was kind of interesting too that he showed that genuine care for him. Like he begrudgingly became a part of the team, right?
Yeah.
Before he gets shot.
The prison break scene, I guess, was another one that was like a big.
And they gave us a lot more in that, and that was cool. But you knew there was going to be some big, cool brawl.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. I understand that he had the conversation with the mother and knows that Dom went to help him out with this situation, right? But to show the genuine like warmth and care for the baby, where he wouldn't have... I mean, it's a baby, so you'd hope that anyone other than a pure psychopath, right, would have the care for the baby, right? But that he showed an attachment to this kid that he didn't necessarily... considering he wasn't a part of the team this whole time.
Yeah.
Considering he didn't have a reason to be specifically close to Dom, to have that with the baby. I don't know, for some reason it kind of was like a little heartwarming, right? Like to see that.
It was cute.
Yeah.
Which is not a word that you think you'd describe anything in this movie. But
no.
It was cute.
With the exception maybe of Natalie Emanuel.
What was not cute was when they killed the mother.
Yeah, that was hardcore.
I was like, Jesus Christ, this wildling is out of control.
Right? I love Tormund. I was hoping they were going to give him more to do in the movie.
Yeah.
Just because I love him on Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Also, interesting Game of Thrones connection, him and Missandei. Natalie Emanuel is...
Oh, yeah.
Huh. They never share any time on screen in the show.
Good
and they
point.
never show any
Good
time
point.
on screen in the movie either, but...
Yeah. That's funny. I didn't think of that until now. It just blew my mind a little bit. But yeah, like that scene, I was like, oh damn, we're going there. Like it was like bang, bang. Actually, you know what was the most upsetting to me about that scene?
What?
2 shots.
I mean, he didn't want her to suffer.
The first one, he shot her once, and the first one, that shot, actually, he hadn't used his gun the whole movie at this point, so it startled him. He pulled the trigger again. That's how I like to believe it went down, because otherwise it's just excessive. Like it was like an inch away from her face. 2 shots.
Double tap.
Unnecessary.
You saw Zombieland?
Shoot him in the brain.
You saw Zombieland?
Yeah.
Double tap.
Fair. One of the silly things in this movie are like the constant like bickering and competition between Ludacris and Tyrese.
Whose names you've conveniently not remembered?
Roman and Tej.
Tej.
It's in here somewhere. Tej. Yeah, Tej Parker.
Oh, I didn't even know he had a last name. Why is he the only one who has a last name?
I don't know.
You realize that? Every other person, even Dom, isn't Dom Toretto. He's just Dom.
Right.
The cast list. Every single person here has one name, either first or last, and he's Tej Parker.
Right.
Why?
I don't know. But I like I always love their bickering back and forth between them. And
it's really just that one scene, which is the one from the trailer, but I didn't even mind them showing it when he goes, "Why are they shooting at me?"
Yeah.
Because you're driving a Lamborghini, and he just starts screaming at him, "Shut up!"
Yeah. What I love though is like Roman is the butt of all jokes, like between the group.
Yes.
Right? And usually it's Tej that's like dishing it out at him until Mr. Nobody's sidekick is in the room and he gets one good quip and they go after him for a second, but they eventually just go right back to Roman.
Yes.
Which is really fun.
They still had plenty of good lines against, I don't even remember what that
Little Nobody.
that was funny.
Yeah.
That's not going to be a thing. Oh, it's going to be a thing.
Oh, it's already a thing. Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't even realize Little Nobody is what he's...
Is he casted like that?
He's credited as Little Nobody.
That is great.
Because they definitely gave him a name earlier on.
I think so. Oh, I love that scene where The Rock, like, for no reason at all that turns him sideways. Like, it makes no sense at all other than to show how ridiculously large The Rock is.
Well, it was 2 things. It was 1, to show us how ridiculously large he is, and 2, to show Little Nobody how little and nobody he was.
Right.
This person picked you up sideways.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I like how, like, whenever he said about his daughter, Kurt Russell's character,
he didn't even say anything bad. It was just the implication.
Yeah.
It's about the implication.
Yeah. Kurt Russell was like, no.
He goes,
why would you do that? And then, like, standing right there, the Rock just, like, breaks his chains as if, like, these are not holding me. It just rips them apart.
Which completely absurd.
Which is just so silly. And I love every second of it.
Oh, he's come on, man. He's still playing off, like, the playbook. He doesn't get it.
Yeah.
He's going to be fine. Also, interesting, we've had this whole thing. We talked about we wanted to do an episode soon about The Circle, Karen Gillan, this, and Guardians of the Galaxy coming out super like close in time, and we also have Kurt Russell in this and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It's interesting how that kind of worked out.
Movies.
All right, Dick. It wasn't that interesting.
It's interesting. It's interesting. I was going somewhere with the little nobody thing. I forgot where it was headed. But anyway, I love that. I love that the way that they're constantly making fun of Roman, and there was a really good one actually in 7. I feel like where they made fun of him.
They were making fun of him when they were coming up with the plan, and he's like, "Oh, I got a plan for this," and blah blah blah, and like they were all ripping on him, weren't they?
Yeah, something like that.
Because
I'm having a hard time remembering what it was.
He comes up with this plan, and then they're like,
"What
are you going to do about this?" And he's like, "Oh,
yeah, yes, I like it."
He's like, "I want to take the lead." He goes, "Oh, what do you want to do?" Well, not now.
Yeah,
like sometime.
Yeah. Then in this one, he had an idea for something, but like it was a half baked idea, that's right? It was. Yeah, that's basically idea. What I said. Like when they actually figure it out, that's my idea. This is right here. So stupid. One of the what he talks about when they're in wherever they were in the ice. Did they ever say where they were?
Yeah, it was on like the very like northern area of Russia. Svalbard, I think it was.
Okay. But when
it's
they're
like as far north as you can go on land in Russia,
right? But when they're there, and he's like, "I took a piss before. I don't even recognize myself." And then like later, like maybe like 20 minutes later, The Rock like calls him shrivels or something like that. It's just like this is ridiculous. There's actually a scene in the I think it was in you watched all of 7.
Yeah, mostly.
At the end, does the Rock go to their house for a barbecue? No, that's 7. That's 6, I think. You didn't see this one. Then
there's the rooftop thing at the end of 8, and the Rock's there for that.
Yeah, no, this is something else entirely. I'm gonna find it. You continue.
Oh God, you always do this to me.
Yeah.
So that Natalie Emmanuel, she was something.
I also like that's where their competition comes in, right? Tej and Roman. Like between her.
That was a funny way to resolve that at the end.
The last name thing.
Whoever comes up with the last name first.
God, that was so funny.
That's funny because it does really seem like she's leaning like Tej this whole time because they bond. They're the only ones who actually have anything in common. Like she never seems to actually have anything in common with Roman or anything. After like in the 7th movie, it kind of starts out like as they start their competition, but in the 8th one, I don't ever remember her even responding to him at all. Where she has like this back and forth thing with Tej, so I didn't really buy into the whole competition. It's funny to see the two of them doing it, but like never really bought into there being much of a competition.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, yeah, what do you think about that little tank? I love that little tank.
Oh, and they still give Tej like the more cool vehicle to drive around.
It's so much better than Roman skidding around on the ice in a Lamborghini. Yeah, a bright orange one.
Yes.
At that. Oh my God. So ridiculous.
And he ends up fucking wrecking it. I mean, like, come on. I understand him wanting to use it at the beginning of the movie, but like, you're going to drive on ice. Could you pick a worse vehicle? Like, why did they let him take that?
Yeah. So stupid. I like what do you call the guy was like had the forklift with the
just put it right down there. Put it right down there.
Call him Black Santa.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
And the guy just shakes his head no at him.
Listen up, Black Santa. Thanks for bringing me this gift. You're gonna leave it right there.
Another ridiculous scene in this movie, real early on, is in when Where are they at the beginning? Are they in Cuba in the beginning of the movie?
Dom and Letty are in Cuba, yeah.
And that scene where he meets was it Cypher? The Cypher character for the first time?
Yes.
She's pulled over, like, on the side, like, pretending like her truck's busted or whatever.
Yeah.
And, did you notice the man bag with the baguette in it?
Yes.
He's walking down the street, I was like...
I was confused by that, too. I was
happening
like,
here?
What's going on? Like, this is weird. I don't know.
Oh, my God. But, overall, I had fun with that movie.
Yeah, because it had enough of a story to be remotely coherent.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the storyline with him turning on him was interesting. I thought it was going to get annoying based on the way that the trailers were going. But the fact that there was something real and grounded behind that. And you could tell pretty early on, the trailers, it was one of the rare cases where their trailers haven't spoiled everything. They did a good job of hiding the fact that he's actively sabotaging them nearly from the start.
Yeah.
So it was good to see like that. The whole point is that he's always been a fighter and he doesn't want to be caged. Seeing that he lived up to that, even though he had to play their game for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that, and I thought that helped give it some backbone to the story.
Yeah. It's a nice added bonus because honestly, like going on, I don't expect it. At this
but
point,
I need for
you
this
need a
sort
little
of
something
movie
to be engaged.
I just need it to make sense.
Okay.
And like meaning like 1 + 1 needs to equal 2.
Yeah.
We don't need to do advanced calculus. It doesn't need to be that sort of movie.
1 + 1 doesn't equal car flying through buildings over and over
yeah,
again.
If you're giving me something that is stupid and inane, but at least follows a coherent story plot, like fine. If you're giving me something that like just doesn't make any sense or work, like it's just gonna make me like revolt against the movie. You know what I mean?
Fair.
So yeah, it gave me enough that it just made sense. Like even that these big stupid things are going on, like it's just like, okay, this is why we have to do this thing. Fine, I get it. It makes sense. It didn't need to be any more than that. It was enough to be going along with. Mm-hmm. So the action scenes were fun, and just watching them fuck around with each other is like, it's fun. Like they're doing like these like crazy things, and they arguing in the middle of like dire circumstances like that. Like it gives that little bit of levity like to like dire stakes. You know what I mean? Even like something like didn't like Hobbs like threatened to throw Roman out of like the car at one point, like because he was like complaining or something like that after he scooped him up and saved him from drowning.
Right.
And he's like you can get out if you want.
Oh, so the scene that I was trying to remember, it was in the 6th Fast and Furious movie. That is between the two of them. It's Hobbs and Roman, and it's at the end of the movie. They're walking. He's walking into Dom's house. They're having a barbecue out back like they usually do, and I think he's got like Dom's pardon or something like along those lines. It was tucked
inside of a 6-pack of Corona.
Yeah, but The Rock is walking in, strutting as usual, and Roman goes, "Better hide the baby oil." And The Rock spits back, "You better hide that big ass forehead." And apparently, like I was reading something on that, like later on, like
that was improvised.
It was improvised, but in that scene, he laughs and like he's like spits out his drink, so like all of like the reaction and everything. I was like, it's so silly, and I want to believe that they have such a good time on the set doing these things because they're probably just making digs at each other the entire time, just like you and me would do, like hanging out because like that's what like it's just a bunch of people like I feel like goofing around in these movies. And they keep what works.
You always wonder with these sorts of movies, like, all right, which one of them hates the other one on the set? Right. And like with how hard they all took it when Paul Walker died, you had to believe that there really was that family element to it. So it's cool to see that like that sort of thing is so natural because it's so natural in real life. Mm-hmm. It allows them to do a stupid joke like that and not piss someone off. You know what I mean? Like,
I like that they respect like the whole like they didn't kill him off the movie. I really like that. I like that they did like that whole thing like we got to call Brian, he would know what to do, and he's like no, like he's like I'm not ready.
I mean it would have been a tough sell considering he died so late in the production to actually kill him off like that. I don't know how they would have like made it through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean well they
did enough to deal with his real life death. It's easier to just be like he went to live on a farm. which is basically what
they did
in the movie.
Yeah,
that's easier.
Yeah.
It's like a little piece of him is still with them, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, it could have been anything, though. He could have, gone out in, a blaze of glory saving somebody or anything like that. But instead of doing that, they just let him be.
I just think it would have been too much.
Yeah, it would have been. And I'm glad that they didn't do it. That's what I'm saying.
And I don't just mean even for the movies. I think it would have been too much for the people involved, you know?
For sure.
And it was nice, that, I don't know that we'd hear from it again.
I don't think so.
But just to have that one...
There was one more touch
on it. Just that one line of... we said we won't bring him.
Yeah. Well, that and at the end, naming his boy Brian.
Yes, but meaning the one actual thing about specifically talking about him. Mm-hmm. And who knows? Maybe in one of the future ones, what's her name? Jordana Brewster wants to come back for 5 minutes, and maybe her and the kid. And Brian's off doing something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Off saving the world again.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it would be that, but
no. Keep it consistent. One thing we need to talk about. How ridiculous. The soccer coach, Rock.
That was pretty funny.
Was amazing.
Yes.
I was dying.
Oh, it was, he was doing it, I was like, I think I know where this is going. And then they showed, the kids, and then they get serious. It's like, oh, tell me he's going to do an actual haka. And they all do it. Yep. And I was like, this is awesome. If you ever seen, any of those videos of, them doing it or whatever, it's so cool and it's so funny.
He is, he sweats entirely too much in that scene, though. Did you notice that? Afterwards, he's just having a conversation with the guy in the suit, and he's just dripping sweat. Just from talking, that makes him break his sweat. It's ridiculous.
As someone who deals with that on a nearly daily basis as well, I can relate to that.
Yeah. It's so funny. Then the whole thing with, all the soccer moms there, and the guy was like, there seems to be more moms than kids.
That was pretty funny.
So stupid.
Did you want to get any more specifics with any of these characters? It's funny we didn't even really talk about her at all, but the Charlize Theron Cypher character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about her?
No, I mean what did you think about her? Because she's still on the board for potentially coming back in another movie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's just it's
Do you like
just
her?
An odd. I don't care. I don't have any particular.
I don't mean the character. I mean her. Did you like her a lot? I know you love Mad Max. Did you like her in that?
I did. I didn't. For me, it wasn't. It was the character. I didn't really think that it was necessarily her.
Well, because I know some people love her. That's why I'm asking.
No, she doesn't really
I like her enough, but I don't have a huge love of her. Mm-hmm. And I definitely don't dislike her.
Right. That's how I feel. She'll
always be to me. From the Italian Job, that's always her role. Yeah. To me, for some people, she might be the somewhat mentally deficient Rita from Arrested Development.
That's where I thought you were going with it at first.
Well, because I didn't. I mean, the funny thing is, I guess that season probably aired right around the same time as the Italian Job.
Oh wow!
But I didn't see it until a couple of years ago. So I had already seen the Italian Job 30 times before that. So that's who she is.
Right. Yeah, she's fine.
Which is funny now.
She doesn't blow me away, and
it's funny now that I'm thinking about it. I didn't realize it while I was watching, but her and Deckard facing face to face, her and Jason Statham having worked together 15 years ago on the Italian Job. I didn't even
He was in that?
Oh yeah. That was before.
It's been a very long time.
That was before anyone knew him. That was around the same time. That might have even been before the first Transporter came out.
Oh. I want to check out the Italian Job here.
I think it was 2003.
Who was the big name in there? Was it Mark Wahlberg?
It was Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. Did you ever see the original Italian Job?
The old one? No.
No. I'd like to see that. Got that Michael Caine.
Was he in that? I actually didn't know that.
In the original, yeah. I'm sure. Who else was in this movie? Oh, right. Seth Green was in that movie.
They had a good cast.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I actually remember
Ed Norton. That was the first thing I ever saw Edward Norton in.
Oh, really?
Yes. And it took me a while to see him in anything else either. So,
I think the first thing that I watched Ed Norton in was, it might have been American History X.
Oh, really? It's a weird
weird intro.
Yeah. Actually, so the Transporter was a year before the Italian Job, so still he was only
very
just
close.
being like recognized at that point. That's really early in his career.
Oh my god! Sorry, I clicked on Ed Norton, and now I'm just scrolling through the filmography here. Rounders.
I only saw it a couple of years ago for the first time.
I love that movie.
Good solid movie.
Very enjoyable.
Yeah. But yeah, Italian Job, Mark Wahlberg, Mos Def, Seth Green, Charlize Theron, Donald Sutherland.
That was a good
cast.
Good flick.
I enjoy the movie.
I have to watch that again. It's been way too long since I've seen that. I think I have a copy of it somewhere.
I mean, it's on TV a lot, so I've seen it a bunch.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny. I didn't think about that until just now. Like, they spent a decent amount of time on screen together, and like they didn't really talk to each other that much in the movie, but like, or neither of them, but like in the Italian Job, but they were on screen togetger pretty often.
Did they steal a bunch of gold in Mini Coopers?
They absolutely did. That is pretty much
that's what the movie was.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember. I only remember bits and pieces of it.
It's a pretty solid flick, honestly.
Yeah. I remember like I feel like when I saw it, I was like, oh, I like this.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've seen it again since.
It's like a step up from like a mindless action flick. It's like a pretty solid little story. There's a little taste of betrayal. You fucking whore.
Yeah.
I love you, man.
Oh yes. You're a whore, Peter.
When I kissed you, I tasted something.
It was the taste of betrayal.
It wasn't the taste of betrayal. It was the taste of betrayal. You fucking whore.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yes, it is. So yeah. Anyway, getting back to where before this weird tangent. I'm curious to see if they bring her back. See, but the thing is, if they did, I don't know if she'd be a main villain again. But I can't see them doing the thing.
Stop bringing the bad guys into the fold.
Yeah, I can't see that being the thing. But if she's still on the board, I don't see why she's not game to be back in it sometime.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah. They could easily make
and they've
her
already
the
played
villain
it
again.
They've already played it like kind of like fast and loose, like retconning the series as they go. Where
you sure they didn't play it
Fast and Furious? Inserting Deckard into the death of Han.
Yeah.
That's a big retcon.
Yeah.
And having her like a bunch
because that movie was not connected.
No. It was only connected with the cameo at the end of the movie.
Right. Which was
they
like,
explained it away why he showed up. It's because of Han being involved with his crew. And
right.
Then they like re-explained it by having Deckard be responsible for Han's killing.
I'm surprised they never brought that
sense.
guy into any other movies though. Like the main character from the third one.
Well, he was in 7. They explained it when Han died. Dom goes to get Han's body to bring back to the funeral, and he talks to him for 5 minutes.
Yeah, but that's it.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't use him.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's odd. Whatever.
But
hey, whatever they're doing clearly is working.
And they did the same thing with her. Like they said, like a couple of different like these things. Like Owen was trying to get the God's Eye for her.
Right.
Someone else was doing something. I don't remember. I wasn't paying attention. / it was from one of the movies I didn't see.
Right.
All these things. How that's why she picked Dom specifically is because he kept unknowingly foiling her plans, and that pissed her off. Like, at least, I guess it kind of gave continuity. They've created their almost own version of the MCU, except it's all one story instead of branching stories that reconnect with each other, right? So I guess if that's what they really wanted to do, like, if there's 2 more movies, there's no reason that she shouldn't be on the table to be in it again, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't be offended if they used her again.
Okay.
I
mean, it would depend on how they do it, but I'd actually be surprised if they don't use her.
Yeah, they're just gonna make it super personal.
Yeah,
that's all.
This time it's personal.
Yeah, Fast 9, F9.
What does the F9 on the keyboard do? Is that anything fun? You're better.
Mine's
with that.
fast forward. Or mute.
Is there any way to do? No, there's no way to like find like 9 in Fast and Furious, like where you can highlight the letters or something. There's no N in there.
So.
Except for the and. When they choose to use an and instead of an ampersand.
What about in hex?
The 9 could replace the ampersand. Those are close enough looking.
Okay.
God, this is terrible.
Is it a German movie? Fast 9 Furious! It's completely different. It's a whole different cast.
Fast?
But they all have the same names.
It's like the It was like the post-credit thing in 22 Jump Street where they just recast Seth Rogen.
Yes. Yes.
A contract dispute? What?
Oh man, those movies are good too.
Don't worry, Jenkins. It's Jingo. Oh, sorry.
Oh my god. Were there any other?
I enjoyed Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
He was fun.
Yeah. He was fun in the last one too.
Yeah, but they gave him more to do in this one.
Yeah.
I enjoy him. If they can keep...
He almost killed him in the last one.
That really surprised me.
Yeah. I was like, oh, dang.
I was watching, I was like, oh shit, he just got lit up and then he winked.
What was the type of beer that he likes to drink?
Belgian Triple.
Belgian Triple.
It's a good choice.
So funny.
We'll have one of those soon for one of these.
Nice.
It's a style of beer I like. But yeah, kind of the only other thing is I was just disappointed that they didn't give us more of Tormund, who I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce his name in real life, and I don't care to say his boring name Rhodes in the movie.
Christopher Hivju.
Tormund.
Hivju. That's the... I don't think I've ever seen Christopher spelled that way.
Well, it's Eastern European, or
Yeah.
Scandinavian rather, I guess. Yeah, no, like Chris Christopherson.
Yeah.
If you chop the sun off, it's spelled the same way.
Okay.
I don't know if he's Norwegian or...
Maybe I'm just never looking at the name spelled. That's probably what it is.
It's fair. Norwegian. Okay.
No, he's got a presence. He's a big dude.
He's not even that tall.
No, he's a broad dude. Yeah.
He's built kind of like me.
Yeah.
I don't have a fiery red beard. I have a plain brown black beard. A couple of whites in there now.
So
it's a sad story.
Jesus. I don't think I have anything else. Is there any other pieces you wanted to touch on?
Not really. It's kind of a fun movie. I mean, the biggest thing I came away with is when I walked out of it, I was like, or finished watching it, I was like,
that didn't suck.
Why do I like this?
Yeah.
That was what I was thinking. Is why did I like that movie?
Yeah, it's a big question with these. I love them. Don't really.
But the biggest thing was like you've been enjoying them for what they are, and I just didn't really like 7.
Yeah.
So I was genuinely surprised that I liked this one.
Yeah.
If I had enjoyed that one, I wouldn't have been that surprised. You know?
Right. But they got you. Now you're gonna see the 9th one.
I mean, only if we're doing this.
You're gonna see the 9th one.
Sure, whatever.
We're gonna go see that one together. And I'm just gonna look at you. I'm just gonna look over to you every time something ridiculous happens. I'm just gonna slow turn and look right at you. And just wait for your reaction. And that's gonna be your favorite part of watching the movie, and you're gonna love it.
It's gonna end up with me punching you.
Yeah, most likely. They're all dead. I never have to watch another one of these goddamn movies again. Oh man. All right, well, that's it for this week's Flix in a 6. Check out Spinchoon.com to catch a new episode every Monday and a new article every Thursday. If you want to keep the conversation going, you could reach us at The Spinchoon on Twitter and Facebook, or email thespinchoon@gmail.com. That's THESPINCHOON. Thanks for tuning in.